44 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, and a beatdown of the hapless, woeful Phoenix Suns. Anthony Edwards, of course, continues to torch Phoenix. And why is that? Well, the media asked him about it. Here we go.
Kevin Durant. Yeah. Anywhere Kevin Durant plays, I'm going to be ready to play him. Not because, like, me versus him. Yeah, me versus him, but more so just, like, that's my favorite player of all time. He's the greatest player to me of all. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I want to beat him. I want to go against him. So, yeah.
It's interesting that would be his favorite player because Ant is more Kobe MJ, right? Like he is highly dynamic, highly vertical, whereas Durant is got kind of a Dirk Nowitzki feel to him, like just impossible to get at his shot, catch and shoot guy. It is interesting. They're just different body types, and stylistically, they're very different players.
Phoenix has nobody to match up with Anthony Edwards. He just destroys them. Look at this record, 7-0. Remember the sweep last year? I don't know if you saw the highlight, but in a fast break, they tried to bounce it off the court, and Anthony Edwards raised up to dunk, and Bradley Beal just shoved him in the middle of the air, got a flagrant foul. Anthony Edwards just lights up when he plays. I would love to see him go against SGA and OKC in the play-in.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, Anthony Edwards, I'm not betting against that guy. He's too good. In the high-leverage spots, man, that guy's dynamic. I like this Minnesota team. Your boy, Finch.
Yeah, I like him too. I think I'll be interested to watch him play. I think the Julius Randle still worries me at times. I think sometimes they'll miss a little bit of Karl Anthony Towns' offense, but they'll win playoff series. They're not a one and done. J-Mac with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Paul Pierce is going to be stopping by. Did you watch last hour? Did you watch a lot of the combine this weekend?
No, I had a lot of youth family stuff, so I was able to get the clips, and friends are texting me some of the good stuff. What do you?
Well, I mean, the first thing that's obvious is just there's more guys that are big and fast. Like some of these defensive linemen, they just run like it's crazy. Like last year, the kid at Florida State, Fisk, that the Rams picked. I remember watching him and just thinking, people that big shouldn't run that fast. That's what he's running like a tight end used to 5 years ago. So it's funny. We talk about this draft. It's not a great draft. It's not an amazing draft. And my takeaway is there's just more big, fast guys. I mean, I thought Will Howard had a rough weekend. And Will Campbell, the offensive tackle from LSU, may get moved inside. He's not long enough. And there are some numbers with length for tackles that it predicates you're more of an interior blocker. But I just saw so many guys. It just felt like every other guy was running a 4.38 to a 4.48. It's like, God, these are just bigger, stronger, more cut, faster athletes.
It's amazing. The technology in this country just keeps getting better. Cars keep getting better. Football players all get better. The only sport, weirdly, that doesn't get better is basketball. The guys from the 80s and 90s are just better than everything today now. Forget bigger, faster, stronger. I mean, you see these offensive linemen running a sub-5.40? That's beating, like, quarterbacks from back in the day. Like, these guys are machines, yet for some reason, people are just wedded to their favorite players of all time. Being just amazing
the basketball,
athletes.
It's really funny. So, this weekend I was in Chicago. And it is funny how, people have a view of things. Like people in Chicago view Los Angeles as crazy town. And I'm like, and I'm saying, you do realize, you ever go to YouTube or watch Netflix or use Zoom or YouTube? Those are all California based. And there's a lot of smart people. And believe it or not, despite our taxes, all those companies are flourishing and flourished in their growth. California's fine. It's the fourth or fifth biggest economy in the world. It's fine. Perfect weather. In the world. Yeah. It's like fourth biggest economy. But there's a perception. And there is a perception. I think it's interesting. I get people saying this about the NBA, is that nobody likes it. And folks, that's like saying nobody likes your home and you just got double the price on your home that you thought you would get. The NBA signed an 11-year, $76 billion deal for TV. I don't think they predicted 2 years ago they would get $76 billion. Money talks. You can say somebody's popular. You can say they're not popular. You could say Rock's not a good actor. Rock made $88 million last year. So somebody's watching his movies. Somebody in America thinks he's wildly entertaining. Do I think he's the late Philip Seymour Hoffman? No, I don't. But, maybe he was more, people don't go to the theater anymore, so maybe they don't appreciate that art, right? So, my takeaway is, in the end, as they always say, scoreboard. Scoreboard is $76 billion over 11 years. NBC may lose money on the deal. I think they will. I've said before, I'm going to watch the NBA because I like it. I don't really care what anybody else thinks. I like the NBA. It's not the NFL to me. It's not the World Cup. It's not even a Dodger-Yankee World Series. It's not college football, Ohio State, Michigan, but it has value. But it is funny sometimes. Like people can say certain things, but it's scoreboard. What'd you sell your house for? If you got double the number you thought you would get, scoreboard. All the stuff about popular, unpopular, they got the money. So the owners are happy, the commissioner's happy, the players are happy, the agents are happy. That's what matters in the NBA. Now, NBC in 4 years may not be happy. They don't even get finals with their contract, and they get a conference final every other year. I don't like that deal for NBC at all. Amazon's got a reservoir of cash. It doesn't matter. The incumbent, ESPN, ABC will be fine. But it is interesting. Everybody's got strong opinions, and my take is if you get the bag, if you get the number, that's all that matters. For these leagues, owners, players, executives, agents, that's what they care about. That's why all these big contracts always leak to the press. They want to make sure everybody knows. You can say what you want about my guy got his. So once you get the contract in life for your house, for your league, for your player, from your boss, from the corporation, that's it. Get the contract. Everything else is kind of white noise. If you feel like owning a home is out of reach, Rocket League in sports. I don't believe that's true. I think we've had 3. I think Michael was, Magic was, LeBron is. You can have one at a time. In my lifetime, there's been 50 great players. There's been 3 faces of the league. Jason Tatum's not a face of the league. So Friday night, they faced the Cavs, and Jason has 46 points. Oh, I am bombarded. Colin, 46 points. And I said, that's interesting. James Harden led the NBA in scoring 3 straight years. Was he face of the league? In the last week, 10 guys have scored 40 or more points, including Quentin Grimes. Is he a face of the league? Dominique Wilkins scored 61 times. 61 times. Dominique Wilkins scored over 40 points. He was a scoring and dunking machine. Was he face of the league? No. I'll say it again. Face of the league is a formula. It is production and aura and personality and maybe your college career. But the most important thing with it? Are you great in the clutch? Magic Johnson, NBA Finals, center's hurt. He plays center, goes 42-17. That's face of the league. You're good in the clutch. You don't have to be the scoring champ. You don't have to have the flashiest game. You got to be good in the clutch. Remember that Olympic game this past, remember the Olympics in Paris? Remember Tatum, gold medal game? He had 2 points. He did not play against Serbia in the game before. That's face of the league. Okay. Even Friday night against the Cavs. Friday night against the Cavs in the big Tatum game. Game was tied, 3:15 left. They needed buckets. They were at home. Tatum never scored again. Great first half, but in clutch time, there's a clutch time stat in the NBA, clutch time. The league keeps track of it. He shoots 18% on three-pointers in clutch time this year. That's abysmal. He shoots 27% on three-pointers in the fourth quarter. By the way, his free throw percentage in clutch is the worst of any quarter, 66%. So he's a worse